Namaste. I am Soma Dutta, teacher of Indian culture at Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center of Seoul, Republic of Korea. Our center is stepping into its 10th year now. The journey of these 10 years have been amazing. Since its inception, the Indian Cultural Center, which is now officially called Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, offers classes for yoga, meditation, classical dances like Kathak, Odissi, music, tabla and harmonium, languages, Hindi, Sanskrit, and the study of scriptures. Today, I would love to welcome two of our very special guests. Namaste, Mrinal,
Namaste.
and Namaste, Hyung Jin-an.
Namaste.
Today I welcome you to this conversation. Both of them have been the oldest students of this cultural center. So, first question I would like to ask you. Okay, so how did you get interested in India and learning about its culture?
Since my early 20s, I got really interested in Indian philosophy and religious teaching. Yeah. As many people know, India is a country which has not only long history and huge land, but also great saints and gurus. Yeah. I really love to read books about their life stories and religious teachings.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. That is how you came to our cultural center.
Yes, right.
Very good. So, Mrinal, I understand you shifted to Seoul almost 3 decades ago. Wow, that's a long time. How has your life been in Korea?
So I actually came to Korea 3 decades ago, but I had visited Korea for a trip with my family when I was a teenager in 1980. And I remember when I was here, what struck me most about Korea is the warmth of the people. They were so warm and so friendly. I could hear one word which I still remember was ipoda, which means beautiful. And wherever I went, they would say ipoda, ipoda, because I was like a child to them. So that was a very good experience, very positive experience. So when the proposal came of my husband and he's staying in Korea, I was quite excited, you know.
Wow.
And when I first came 3 decades back, I loved it instantly. I loved the scenic beauty of Korea. I just thought, wow, it's like so beautiful. And I was lucky because I got a job right away. There was a kindergarten below my apartment, and I went straight away and applied for the job. And I was lucky I got that job. And I'm also lucky because I got a very nice helper who I fondly call Ajima. She's been with me for 3 decades, and I think that has kept me very comfortable in Korea. A good job, a good helper, and a fantastic husband. My kids have been born and brought up here. They love Korea. They don't ever want me to leave Korea. They want me to continue staying here forever so that they can come back and visit. Both of them are in university now. So I think I've had a very comfortable and good experience. I just love Korea. And I think the best part I like about Korea is that the people are so hardworking here. They're so efficient. You go to a bank, your work gets done in 5 minutes. You go to the airport to check in, your check-in is done in 5 minutes. And basically, the Koreans are so hardworking. You learn so much from them. You know, they are just, you know, it's so inspiring. You know, you just get so much to learn from them. So we've had a very comfortable life here, and I'm really happy to be here in Korea.
Oh, great. That's so nice. So, Jinan, how has this cultural center helped you in deepening your understanding about India?
Here I took 2 language lessons, Hindi and Sanskrit, with your help. Yes, and I found that learning language is the best way to understand another culture because language proves history and it constructs basements of any rational thoughts of human being. Yeah, so And in addition, I learned the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhakti Yoga, and it is about reaching to the God in emotional way, not in rational way. So it helped me a lot to understand Indian culture, not only in rational way but also in emotional way. Yeah. So for these reasons, I wrote my graduation thesis focused on Bhakti movement of medieval India. And I would like to keep studying on this topic even after the graduation. So I already applied for the ICCR scholarship to study in India.
Oh wow, that's great. Congratulations to you, and I hope you get a opportunity to go to India to study this subject which you are so fond of.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. So Mrinal, we know Korean culture is starkly different from Indian culture. Any convergences you may draw between the two?
So, Soma, I would disagree on that. I think Indian culture and Korean culture is very similar. There are three major similarities I see in the two cultures. The first one is, in Korea and in India, everything is about family, community, society. We think about ourselves last, and that's what I like about Korea and India. The second similarity is respect for elders, especially our teachers, our parents, our elders. We have a lot of respect for them, and I really think that's very similar. And the third similarity is the way of life. In Korea and India both, we think that first we have to get our education, then get married, then have children and have a family life. And I think that's very similar in both the countries. And there are many more similarities like Buddhism, we have, Buddhism influence in Korea. And also there are many other things. I heard that there's a language in India that's called Tamil and Korean language have very similar words, there's a lot of similarity between the two. I heard Korea also had a caste system like India once upon a time. And also our 15th August, our Independence Day is the same day.
That's true.
So I just feel, there's a lot of similarities. And one thing is there that now Koreans are looking out for Indian food, Indian culture, and they want to learn yoga, and they are all looking out for Indian culture. And Indians are looking out for Korean culture through K-pop and Korean dramas. And also Indians are interested in how to make kimchi. I have a lot of friends calling me, how do I make kimchi? In the same way, I have a lot of Korean friends asking me, where can I buy turmeric from? They all want to use turmeric in their food because they know how important it is. So there's a lot of convergence, there's a lot of similarity. There are a few differences, I would say, but I felt very comfortable in Korea because I felt it's just like India, we have, and it's also a very male-dominant society, both of them, Korea and India, both have a male-dominant society. And also we have, like in India, we have these nosy old ladies who will ask you so many questions. The same thing happened in Korea. I had Korean ajumas asking me, how old are you? How many children you have? So things like that. So I just felt very comfortable here, and I feel they're very similar.
So Korea is like a home away from home for you.
Yes, it is.
Very good. So Jin-an,
Yes.
what is your understanding about India? And based on your experience here in the cultural center, how do you now look forward to India?
Actually, in my university, I took a class about Hinduism.
Oh.
And the professor told me that the most important characteristic of Indian culture is unity in diversity.
Wow.
Yes, and here I found that is very true. Yeah, because there are so many lessons here in Culture Center, from yoga and meditation, scriptures and languages, to music and dance. Yeah, although they provide all varieties of different ways, it leads people to mental happiness and spiritual satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the deep philosophical connect you have found.
Yes, right.
Mhm.
Yes, and I'm sure that people who live in this century get get and learn the most important lesson of life in Indian culture.
Wow, that's so good. So, my last question I would like to ask Mrinal. We know that you have been one of the oldest student of the cultural center. So, what suggestions would you like to give us to make our outreach activities more intensive and influential?
First of all, I would like to say I'm so happy this center started 10 years ago. It was the best thing that happened here. And when I first came to Korea, the only connection I had with India was 15th August coming for the Independence Day celebration, and the 26th Jan was difficult because I was working. But 15th August is a holiday in Korea, so it was very convenient to come for the celebration here and the flag hoisting and all. But when in 2010 the Indian Cultural Center started, I was so happy because I had learnt Indian dance called Kathak in India, and when I came to Korea I couldn't continue, learning the dance. So when in 2010 the Cultural Center started, I was so excited that I could get back to my dance classes and I could continue with my yoga. My mother's a yoga teacher in India, so I used to do yoga with her. And when I came to Korea, there was no yoga. I mean, even there were a few Korean classes, but very difficult to understand, because they all spoke Korean, and it was a very different kind of form of yoga. So it was nice when the cultural center opened. I could continue my Bollywood dances, my Kathak, my yoga classes. So I'm really happy that it started. My advice to this cultural center would be, first of all, you should, the cultural center has a little 15-day gap between each session. I would say that really breaks the momentum. I wish we could just continue doing yoga all through year, because you have this gap and then you just get lazy and come back to the class.
That is very true.
Yes, and my second suggestion would be we should have art classes, because culture is all about art also. So we should have some Indian painting class or something to do with art,
That's
so
a good
children could come, or even adults could come and learn. And then my last suggestion was we should have like a culture day at the Indian Cultural Center where people can come and experience being Indian for a day. So we should have like a workshop where you try out Indian clothes, you eat Indian food, you listen about Indian culture, and you just feel that you're an Indian for a day. I've been always wanting to do that at home, but it just hasn't happened. I would love to help the Indian Embassy if they would like to start this. Just to feel Indian for a day. And we should have like an Indian Mela. Mela means like a fair where you just experience all kinds of Indian food and culture, and apply henna in your palms, and just something to do more with culture. And also we can have some drama classes, some Indian Bollywood movies showing, and yes, a Bollywood exercise class, like a Zumba class. We should have a Bollywood, ladies exercise class, and we could come and burn calories.
Bring more ladies
yes.
to get slim.
Exactly. So I think these are a few of my suggestions to the Indian Cultural Center.
Oh, thank you, Mrinal, for all your suggestions. I hope we can implement most of them here, so that we can increase the experience and give a very fulfilling experience to all the guests who come here to this center. So thank you, Mrinal, and thank you, Jin-an, for the nice talk which we had today. And with that, I say namaste and thank you to everyone.